Hey everybody and welcome back. Today I have another book haul video. Unbeknownst to me, my wonderful husband set up a surprise event for my 30th birthday where friends and family basically got to send me random books, and I was very surprised, I was very shocked, I was very overwhelmed, and just turned out to be the best birthday ever. And I wanted to split up the videos between the books that I bought myself and then all the books that were lovingly gifted to me, and I just wanted to talk about them. The first book on the list is A Magical Girl Retires by Park So-young. The cover is stunning, and to top it all off, hello. She's stunning. And the synopsis is a millennial turned magical girl must combat climate change and credit card debt in this whimsical and wildly imaginative ode to magical manga. This is just giving me like mature Sailor Moon vibes. Like I'm just imagining this love and ode and just kind of like a fanfare to anime and magical girls, and just kind of like the actual real emotions that probably go behind these characters saving the world and being these heroic figures. And I'm just very, very excited for this one. So thank you, Greg, for purchasing this one for me. Next, I have The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. This is a book that I'm very curious about. I read Donna Tartt's The Secret History, and while it wasn't super for me, I am very interested in Donna Tartt's other books because I do think she writes super sophisticated. She did excellent characters, and I am just very interested in what The Goldfinch is about. The synopsis says that it begins with a boy, Theo Decker, a 13-year-old New Yorker, miraculously survives an accident that kills his mother. Abandoned by his father, Theo is taken in by the family of a wealthy friend. Bewildered by his strange new home on Park Ave, disturbed by classmates who don't know how to talk to him, and tormented above all by his longing for his mother, he clings to the one thing that reminds him of her, a small, mysteriously captivating painting that ultimately draws Theo into the criminal underworld. I really hope that Donna Tartt can deliver, as she has done before, just really well-developed characters, and I'm just so interested to see what could happen in this book and all the routes that Donna Tartt could take. Thank you, Riley, for this one. Another book that I was gifted was Cog Mog by Jeff Noon and Steve Beard. This is about a journey through the 60-mile-long ghost of a dragon. Caddy Mead is a captain of the steam launch Juniper. In her heyday, she carried people and goods on the river Nissus from the thriving seaports of the city of Ludwig into the capital city. But that was years ago. Now she's drunk, holed up in a rundown seaside resort, telling her tales for shots of rum. In this changes when two strangers seek her out asking for transport. A young girl, very ill and in grave danger, and an artificial being of singular character with secrets hidden inside of his crystal skull. I have not heard a lot about this, which just baffles me because it sounds so unique, so interesting. I really, really love this cover. I think it just is super, super well done. Very minimalistic, but just very engaging. So I am super thankful that I got this gift, so thank you, Michaela. The next book that I was gifted is The Lonely Hearts Hotel. This is by Heather O'Neill, and I think that the synopsis just sounds very unique. It is about two babies that are abandoned in a Montreal orphanage in the winter of 1914. Before long, their talents emerge as a piano prodigy and as a dancer. As they come of age performing around the city, the two spirited children fall in love and dream up a fantasy future that they will someday share. Yet they are torn apart by the Great Depression and adolescence. Eventually, they will reconnect and they will change the theaters and the alleys of their city forever. I just am very curious to see the stories that happened during the Great Depression that are maybe less known about and less highlighted, and I am just really curious to see what can happen from this book. So thank you very much. This was gifted to me by Sarah. Another book that I received is A Song of the Six Realms by Judy Lin. This cover is just stunning. It deserves all the praise. It is just such a gorgeous thing to look at. And I don't know much about this, but I do know that the main character is orphaned at a young age and enters into an entertainment house and plays her music for the nobles of her city. She eventually interacts and encounters a man that she does not realize is actually one of the rulers of the celestial realms. And from there, I believe it just dives into myth and retelling and really fleshes out, I believe, a enemies to lovers romance. And it just looks stunning. It looks gorgeous. I think normally young adult enemies to lovers is kind of a red flag for me, but knowing that it really dives into like the celestial realm and gods, and that's just such a plus for me that I added this to my TBR forever ago, and this just happened to be one of the books that I was given for my birthday, and I'm just very, very excited to get to this. So thank you, Sarah, again for a book for my birthday. Next, we have Tusks of Extinction by Ray Naylor. This is about mammoths that have gone extinct and this scientist that ends up kind of like taking control of this project and has her consciousness transferred into the matriarch of the mammoths to help protect them. Like, what more needs to be said about this other than that? It is a small book that I'm hoping just really packs a punch. It sounds so unique. It sounds just unlike anything I've ever read, and that is such a pull for me. So thank you so much to Carrie for getting this one for me. Next, I got I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. This is such a cool hardback edition. I added this to my TBR a long time ago, and it talks about a 17-year-old Cassandra and her family live in a not-so-genteel property in a ramshack old English castle. Here she thrives over 6 turbulent months to hone her writing skills. She fills 3 notebooks with sharply funny yet poignant entries. Her journals candidly chronicle the great changes that take place within the castle walls and her own first ascent into love. By the time she pens her final entry, she has captured the castle and the heart of the reader in one of literature's most enchanting entertainments. I am just really curious what this one's about. I really like the idea of these characters living in an old castle and what that might entail for them, and I'm just really curious to see what this story is about. So I am so thankful that this was picked up for me by Jana and Matthew. Another gift from Jana and Matthew was The Whalebone Theater by Joanna Quinn. This just sounds super interesting. It is a story that takes place in World War II, and one blustering night in 1928, a whale washes up on the shores of the English Channel. By law, it belongs to the king, but 12-year-old orphan Christabel has other plans. She and the rest of her household build a theater from the beast's skeletal rib cage. Within the Whalebone Theater, Christabel can escape her feckless step-parents and brisk governess, and her imagination comes to life. As Christabel grows into a headstrong young woman, World War II rears its head. She and Digsby, a friend, become British secret agents on separate missions in Nazi-occupied France, a more dangerous kind of play acting, it turns out, and one that threatens to tear the family apart. I love this idea of these kids banding together, creating their own little worlds, but then kind of diving out into the harsh reality of World War II and just how those realities might clash and how these characters are going to grow. And I'm just very interested in this one, and I am so thankful that this was gifted to me. Next on the list, we have Orphea and Eurydice, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, by Elise John. I do not know a lot about this. I just know that it is a Greek retelling, and anything Greek mythology, sign me up, put my name down, I'm gonna buy it. I had added this to my TBR and Goodreads, and it was kindly purchased for me, and I just kind of want to go into it not knowing a lot. I have read the synopsis, but I just want to go in with a fresh pair of eyes. I know that it is about our main character who is said to have been forbidden from singing and performing her poetry by her father Apollo, and how she ends up getting patronage from the muses, and that's pretty much all I know. And I'm excited to dive into this one. Again, Greek mythology just really does it for me, so I am very thankful to Tyler and Beth for getting this for me. Another gift from Tyler and Beth is Obsidio. This is the third and final book to the Illumini files, and this is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I've read the first 2 books in this series so long ago, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to have the third book because I think it's going to force me to reread the first and the second, and I just really enjoy the structure of these books. It's kind of written in unique ways, kind of gives you like computer files and just kind of documents and just logs of these ships. It's sci-fi, it's weird, and I just remember having a really good time with the first 2 books, and I'm excited to see how this all wraps up. So I am thankful that Tyler and Beth also picked me up this book. I was also gifted All the Little Bird Hearts by Victoria Lloyd Barlow. This just sounds really heartwarming. The synopsis says that this is a page-turning psychological drama. All the Little Bird Hearts is an extraordinary, often witty glimpse into the mind of an autistic woman, and a remarkable debut by an author who is herself autistic. It is also an astute portrait of a woman coming to terms with the meaning of love, of motherhood, and authenticity, and a poignant reminder about why accepting ourselves can be so freeing. Again, this is a book that I don't know a lot about, but I just think that I am really, obviously swayed by the fact that it has won prizes, it is well renowned, and I just really love tales of self-exploration and just diving into who we are as people. And I do really believe that this will be just that, a self-discovery tale. And I just want it to be heartwarming and mesmerizing, and I have really high hopes for this one. So I am very thankful that Kim purchased this for me as a gift. Another book that was given to me by Kim was Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. I know this is supposed to be a horror sci-fi space tale, and honestly just reminds me of Dead Space, which is like a favorite horror video game of mine. So I don't really even know that much about the synopsis, and again, I kind of want to go into it blind, and I just am going to put all of my hopes and aspirations into this one, that it gives me all the spooky Dead Space horror vibes, and I'm very thankful that Kim also grabbed this for me. Next on the list, we have Tokyo These Days by Taiyo Matsumoto. This is said to be a manga about manga creators and just kind of diving into the world and lives of manga creators and drawers and artists, and I'm just really pulled into that kind of narrative, kind of diving into what maybe it takes to make a manga or what success in the manga world looks like. And I just also really enjoy this art style. I think it's very unique. It doesn't really go for that high glossed, like popular style of maybe Chainsaw Man or Naruto, and just kind of has its own unique feel that really pulls me in. And I really just kind of like the idea of a manga maybe being more centered around people and their hardships and maybe what it takes to feel fulfilled. And I have a lot of high hopes for this one, and I just want to dive into it, kind of not knowing what to expect and just kind of being whisked away. I'm really interested in this cover. I'm really interested in the art style, so I'm very thankful for Pam and Jordan for picking this one up for me. Another book picked up for me by Pam and Jordan was The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Katherine Arden. I love Katherine Arden's writing. She wrote The Bear and the Nightingale, which is one of my favorite books. It is so well done. Honestly, stop this video, go purchase it, read it, maybe come back to this video, maybe never do. you just should buy it. That's what you should do. But I'm very excited to give this book a shot. It is her newest adult book. It is set in World War II, and it is about our main character who believes that her brother is still alive out in the battlefield somewhere and decides that she must go search for him. This is supposed to be very historical fiction and having a slight touch of magical realism, as I'm sure we'll dive into ghosts and kind of all the tragedy and the grief that has surrounded such a monumental moment in history. And I'm just so excited to have this in my hands. So thank you again, Pam and Jordan, for this one. The next book that I got was The Emperor and the Endless Palace by Justinian Huang. This just sounds like such a romantic tale of two main characters that basically fall in love throughout multiple lifetimes. The synopsis says, in the year 4 BCE, an ambitious courtier is called upon to seduce the young emperor, but quickly discovers they are both ruled by blood, sex, and intrigue. In 1740, a lonely innkeeper agrees to help a mysterious visitor procure a rare medicine, only to unleash an otherworldly terror instead. In present-day Los Angeles, a college student meets a beautiful stranger and cannot shake the feeling they've met before. Across these seemingly unrelated timelines, woven together only by the twists and turns of fate, two men are reborn, lifetime after lifetime. Within the treacherous walls of an ancient palace and the boundless forests of the Asian wilderness, to the heart-pounding cement floors of an underground rave scenes, our lovers are inexplicably drawn to each other, constantly tested by the worlds around them. It definitely gives me movie vibes. It gives me just an epic scaled story, and I really enjoy these tales around queer characters because I feel like queer love sometimes just has a different side to it, and I just am very excited to give this book a shot. So I'm very thankful to Ryan and Amber for picking this up for me. Another gift given by Ryan and Amber is Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. I'm really excited about this because I've seen a lot of other readers really enjoy Angie Kim's writing, and the synopsis just really pulls me in. When a father goes missing, his family's desperate search leads them to question everything they know about him and one another. A riveting page-turner and a deeply moving portrait of a family in crisis. We didn't call the police right away. Those are the electric first words of this extraordinary novel about a biracial Korean-American family in Virginia whose lives are upended when their beloved father goes missing. I just believe that Happiness Falls could be such a beautiful look into race in America and family dynamics and just the justice system as well. I think this would make a great audio book, and I'm just really excited to dive into this one and really just feel my heartstrings being pulled, and I just can't wait to get to this one. We are near the end, so many books, that's not wrong. Another book that I was gifted was The Crown Tower by Michael J. Sullivan. I really enjoy the synopsis for this, for it is two men who hate each other, one impossible mission, and a legend in the making. Hardin Blackwater, a warrior with nothing to fight for, is paired with Royce Melbourne, a thieving assassin with nothing to lose. Hired by an old wizard, they must steal a treasure that no one can reach. The Crown Tower is the impregnable remains of the grandest fortress ever built, and home to the realm's most prized possessions. But it isn't gold or jewels that the wizard is after, and if he can just keep them from killing each other, they just might succeed. I really like the idea of just two people that hate each other on a mission, trying to survive, trying to get some badass treasure, trying to solve a mystery, possibly. I'm also just really curious about Michael J. Sullivan's writing. I have another one of his books on my shelf, and I just I'm very intrigued by this. I like the idea of an unlikely duo coming together, and I'm hoping for good banter and just really good character storytelling. So thank you so much to Kayla for picking this up for me. Last but not least, we have Prophet Song by Paul Lynch. This is said to be about a tyrannical, dystopian view of an Irish government and how a mother and a wife must fight to protect those she loves. The synopsis says that exhilarating, terrifying, and surprisingly intimate, Prophet Song is a work of breathtaking originality, offering a devastating vision of societal collapse and a deeply human portrait of a mother's fight to hold her family together. I'm just really hoping this book kind of shakes me, kind of makes me think, And I just saw this on a lot of other readers, TBRs, wrap-ups, and I've seen so many good things about it. So I thank you very much to my wonderful mother-in-law for getting this for me. Alright, that is all the books that I was gifted for my birthday. I am so honored and blessed for everyone that partook in it, all the friends and family that sent me books, and just made this, quite frankly, the best birthday that I've ever had. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you found some books maybe you can add to your TBR, and let me know if any of these really grabbed your interest. And until next time, bye.